There's a little bit of a twist that just came to my mind now.
Yes.
The president is the commander-in-chief
Yes.
of the armed forces.
Yes.
Every agency of government that bears arms, right? Mm-hmm. So NSCDC is part of the security operatives, they bear arms. Customs, they bear arms. Immigration, police, they bear arms. That order is essentially to all of them.
Yes. To everybody.
Is that not, and you have also just made it clear now that it's the chain of command is not clear on election day at the polling unit.
The chain of command is clear at the polling unit. Police is in charge.
Who deploys the police at the polling unit?
The IG or whoever, they have their sectional commanders.
Well, you
that
just said now
them.
that according to the law.
Are you saying about the order or the deployment?
Yeah. The police, if I understand this, what you're saying is the police will deploy. When you get to election venue and event, INEC takes over.
Okay.
Yes.
That's the way it should be. Because don't forget, INEC chairman spoke about this in his briefing, the 3 briefing, when he was asked, and he said that they have got to do that in obeying the electoral law.
Yeah, electoral act.
Fine.
That's what was said at the
time.
Yeah,
but my question is, I said, if the chain of command is clear, the police is in charge, and Chamberlain asked the other time, will the military go and subject themselves to the police?
They are not going to go even near the polling booths. There will be no military man, army in uniform, or navy by any polling booth. They are going to be on the periphery. Now, if there is any problem, and for those thugs that feel that they can now carry ballot boxes and run away, when the alarm is raised, they move in, and they will do their job.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is essentially coming from you now. It's saying to the voter that it is safe to come out and vote.
Oh, definitely, it's safe. It's very, very safe. It's because of our own situation right now that we are even deploying police, army, and all those kind of things. Spending a lot of money.
What's the role of DSS on that day, by the way?
DSS, they are there giving you all kinds of information. If there's anybody snatching any ballot boxes, the DSS will report to the appropriate security because they are around, and they will do that.
Is this part of an INEC arrangement?
Before this election, they've had joint meetings.
And they still do?
Of course they do.
Yeah.
They do. They have strategy meetings, all kinds of meetings that they use in, planning for the election. So it is not each of them going out and doing whatever they want to do, but I believe that there should be more synergy into what they are doing.
Well, when he then says, stay away from any retired military personnel until after the elections, they do just wonder, oh, okay, so they still wield the influence, the retired military personnel, maybe within politics or even those who are not in active politics, and you then wonder, should that be the case? And how deep can this influence be?
Well, the thing is that some people still carry their ranks on their shoulders when they go out. After they've retired, they go out there and try to influence certain things. In fact, there's a present situation we have in the DSS right now, where the former, you saw the press statement that was made. There couldn't be 2 DGs at the same time. So it's only one that is on the seat and he performs his work. But you'll find out that there are people, when the former DG was in the office, must have made linkages or affiliations and stuff like that. And they still go to those people thinking that those people will still influence, what happens in the service. Same thing with the military. You see military, generals that are retired, and if certain things happen, they pick up a phone and call the other guy. And because of the hierarchy system, they feel that they can influence what is happening, in the service. So that should be discouraged. In fact, it does not happen. If there is any favors that the sitting head of any service, including the DSS, will do to a retired one, that is at his own discretion. But it's not as people coming out and then claiming and doing whatever.
When INEC holds, the other briefing today, later in the day, 3 p.m. or thereabout, do you think that the chairman needs to restate this question in context of all of this back and forth about what happens with election security and security personnel and/or agencies on election day? Should he be categorical and spell those things out today, perhaps?
He can tell the press what he plans to do or what they are doing, but
or what they should expect.
Yeah, he should say something, but more importantly, I want them to go back, to the security agencies, sit down with them and re-strategize. What you can tell the public is okay, tell them that, okay, there is going to be security and everything, but at the back end, we want them to be really, really serious, exchange notes, because for instance, what the Chief of Army Staff is now saying, might not be what INEC people are agreeing to. And you can see the conflicting sound bites coming out from different places. So,
which we don't need.
We don't need it at all. These people should sit down. The public don't have to hear this.
Is there a session by the PDP that the military is being dragged into politics? Is it true?
Oh, he's there. He's been dragged into politics. That's why we're talking about this. Military is not supposed to be in politics at all. They are not even supposed to be involved in internal security. They are supposed to protect the territorial integrity of the country. But, because of our problems and the threats that we face, they've been dragged in there. They've been dragged in there. I hope that, of course, we have very, very smart officers to know where the line is being drawn, because we are running
it's
a democratic...
As you said, that line being drawn, because there are some who fear that having the military come in to a very high extent can compromise the integrity of the elections.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Because if the military come in there and certain things happen, or some people are killed mistakenly or something like that, then we go to court, and if the Nigerian courts are not doing anything, it goes to the ICC, and then we continue dragging, and in fact, it can degenerate to other, civil disobedience in the country. So, we have to do things properly. I strongly believe that, I think these are all pointers for us to review our electoral system. We don't, all this ballot paper, fingerprinting, because the way it is, it's all designed for failure. When you have the ballot paper and then you have to fingerprint it, and it falls into other boxes and
another scenario which I think was raised yesterday when this directive came through with ballot box snatchers, because there are those who believe that, look, we appear to have passed that era where people just go and snatch ballot boxes and begin to run with it. And then they wonder, even at that, who determines what or interprets what ballot box snatching is? Because on that day of elections, things are fluid. People interpret things in different ways. It will be tensed.
It
may not necessarily be. It will not. I'm saying that because, number one, we have politicians who have said, if party agents on election day not signing the, what's the name again? If they don't sign the result sheet, it doesn't invalidate the results. And people then think that others, if you have an advantage depending on your party, you may take advantage of that and say, well, I can choose to manipulate the process if I have everything in my favor. Whether you sign or not, it doesn't invalidate the result. So if the person feels hard done by, he just may prepare himself, and if he tries to disrupt it or raises an argument, what if somebody intervenes and interprets that as, no, you're disrupting the process, that is in theme or in line with what we can interpret as ballot box snatching, and then maybe gunfire ensues or something happens. So it may be fluid on that particular day.
Very, very fluid. Very, very fluid. But I think the one they are referring to in this particular case is where thugs will come in there, carry ballot box, and run away. And, of course, you see, there is something. I would really, really want the police people to do something for Nigerians.
What is that?
And that is enforce the no movement law on that day.
Even though it doesn't apply to army, army will move.
No, security agencies are moving. And they should be positioned where they are supposed to be to protect the voting process. But for like a governor now, with about 10, 15 people, he will tell you, he will claim, and that's what I have observed, where they will claim that he's going around to see how the voting is going on in his own state.
Is that right or wrong?
Wrong, very wrong.
As a chief security officer.
Which chief security? Look, see, we are doing an election now. It's a critical moment. Even in some countries, if you are running for an election, you should resign and stay away while the process go on. After the process, then people can come back.
So it's difficult for us to draw the line between the president as a president and the president as a candidate, given this directive.
Yes, he's president as a candidate. That's why he's saying these things. Otherwise, he's not supposed to say them.
So he's saying it as a candidate?
He's saying it as a candidate. Because, for instance, now, you cannot have the PDP candidate now ordering the military to shoot at sight.
Are you saying that it is in his own best interest?
Who?
Of the person who made the orders?
Oh, definitely. Because, see, let me tell you, remember, I'll put you, we have history here. We have history here. 2015, do you remember AIG Mbo? He said that if they see any ballot box snatcher, he should be shot at sight. The APC at that time raised hell. The Minister for Communication said that it was barbaric, he condemned it in so many words. These are documented facts. Now the tables have turned and the opposition is shouting, oh yeah, they are going to kill us again. Now, you see, this is a game that politicians play, and Nigerians should learn from it.
This is Nigeria.
Have we learned?
Mr. Dennis Omakwe, former Assistant Director with the SSS, thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.